You know, before Takeover New Orleans even happened, people were saying after the card was announced and all that this had potential to be the best takeover out of all of the takeovers from the past. Now, keep this in mind. I am someone that had the opportunity to attend Takeover Brooklyn 1, and we all knew how special that was. I was there for Takeover Dallas for WrestleMania weekend 2 years ago, and some of us also knew how special that was as well. Granted, of course, I've been to Takeover Brooklyn 2 and Takeover Brooklyn 3, but as special as those were as well, I think this one really, you know, proved to be, and I can't believe that I'm saying this. I didn't want to be that guy to come on here and say it, but yeah, this definitely was on paper and from a delivery standpoint the best takeover in the history of all takeovers. And again, that's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. And I'll be very honest too, I really thought about doing this review tomorrow morning, even though right now it's officially Sunday. It's like, what, almost 2 in the morning. I can't sleep, or I was about to sleep. I'm like, fuck it, I just couldn't do it anyway. I've just finished watching Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor 12 at the same time I was watching UFC 223, and there's just so much stuff to get into. It's WrestleMania Sunday, and wow, this takeover as a whole is so amazing, so awesome. And yeah, guys, thank you for tuning into the channel. If you're new here, hit that sub button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share this video throughout your entire social media. But yeah, the title below says, this is my recap, my overall thoughts on NXT TakeOver New Orleans. And it's crazy that we got WrestleMania in a couple of hours. Again, it's Sunday where I'm at right now. It's like, wow. So, like I said, I thought this show was fucking amazing. Completely amazing. And you know what's crazy? I was saying this throughout the weeks of me reviewing NXT leading up to this event. It's crazy how NXT, which is essentially developmental, right? It's WWE developmental system. And the developmental system, the creative team in the developmental system managed to produce an amazing takeover, which essentially is also a pay-per-view, but you kind of get the idea, okay? Mind you, the main roster creative team of Raw and SmackDown struggled to get you, the wrestling fan, excited for WrestleMania. And if you're one of these people, I know it's going to happen. You're going to have these mother flowers come on social media, come on comment threads of my video, and probably other YouTubers who've made videos recapping, reviewing TakeOver New Orleans. Oh, this show sucked. I don't know what you're seeing. Fuck off. Seriously? Fuck off. If you have not watched this show yet, do me a favor. Stop what you're doing. Light up a blunt. Put the network on, whether it be on your laptop, on your mobile device, or if not, through your PS4. And watch TakeOver New Orleans. Now, if you're high, it's even better. Just saying. Alright? And believe me, I had to roll up a few just to sit through TakeOver New Orleans, sit through Ring of Honor, and sit through UFC 223. So, oh boy. But you can also follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet throughout all these shows. I'll be tweeting tomorrow throughout WrestleMania. I'm going live tomorrow as well. But anywho, the show kicked off, TakeOver New Orleans, with a performance. I guess the band that was actually doing the theme song for NXT TakeOver New Orleans, it was there. It was great. I think the last time they did this was during TakeOver Brooklyn 3. So again, it was cool to see. It was very cool. We had the first match of the night. We had the ladder match to crown the first ever NXT North American champion. We had Adam Cole versus Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan versus EC3 versus Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet. Holy shit, what a way to kick off the show. Just amazing. And it's crazy. I said this in my reviews, even my prediction video. This is the kind of shit that you do on 2K18 with just random people in a ladder match and just let it play all CPU. And you'll just get this crazy train wreck of a match. And yes, this was that. It was a crazy train wreck of a match, but not in a bad way. This was actually done in a very good way. Just literally everyone just going balls out to the fucking gills. Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan just going at it as well. Ladders being used as weapons. Velveteen Dream did a fucking purple Rainmaker elbow drop from the top of the ladder. So essentially, they like the high ladder too, not the usual standard ladder that's used in the ladder match. He climbed the high ladder, right? And he's standing on top of it. Everyone's going insane for this shit. Everyone's losing their minds. And he does the elbow drop from the top of the ladder. I want to say onto Lars Sullivan. If I'm botched that, I apologize, but you kind of get the idea, right? It had that Shawn Michaels vibe to it, even though Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10 did a body splash, but you kind of get the gist of it. And everyone lost their minds. There were moments where Adam Cole and EC3 were doing a double team, mostly everybody as well. Velveteen Dream got involved as well too. It really did seem for a moment that Lars Sullivan was going to get the win. It didn't go that way. Also, there's this moment where I want to say, it's on the outside too, and I want to say it was Killian Dane or Lars Sullivan, one or the other. They power bombed Adam Cole onto Ricochet, who was just lying on a ladder across from like the apron to the little guardrail, right? And he gets power bombed, right? The ladder goes in half. Another ladder went in half as well. Just insane. There's a moment as well, all 6 guys were climbing the ladder, battling it off, fighting and shit. And for a moment, we all thought that Ricochet was going to win. Ricochet was climbing the ladder, and then Adam Cole, literally, I kid you not, just tipped over Ricochet's ladder. He went over the top rope, and Adam Cole climbs the ladder. Adam Cole, baby, and he becomes the new and first NXT North American champion. Now, I'll be honest, I thought my pick was Velveteen Dream. Now, when you think about it, too, at the same time, Adam Cole does indeed need a win as well. He needs to win as well, especially with what happened later on in the night. But nonetheless, I thought this match was just fucking amazing. An amazing match. People were going crazy. Chants like crazy as well. EC3 is a heel, which he should be. Ricochet, I guarantee you, is going to start feuding with Adam Cole. Maybe Velveteen Dream as well. But we'll see that. We'll see where that goes to. We'll see. I'll be honest. A part of me says Lars Sullivan is going to the main roster. I just get that feeling. I get the feeling that Lars Sullivan, and I'll be honest, to me, I don't think he's ready for the main roster yet. But he's that guy you already know that's going to probably feud with Roman Reigns once Roman becomes the Universal Champion. Or maybe AJ Styles or Nakamura. I don't even know. But you kind of get the idea. After this, we go on to the next match. We had Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. And this match, I'll be honest. I really will be honest about it. You know, yes, was it better than the match from TakeOver Philadelphia? Absolutely. I'm not going to deny that. But let's be real about it, okay? Going into this was probably the weakest match on the show. Was this a bad match? No, it was not. It was not a bad match at all. Like I said, this was better than the match from TakeOver Philadelphia. It went a little longer. Moon had a live entrance, which was pretty good to see as well. Just a cool, crazy back and forth match. Somewhere in this match, Ember Moon got payback on Shayna Baszler, so she actually managed to stomp on Shayna Baszler's arm, or her whole, like, did this. So essentially, she did to Shayna Baszler what Shayna Baszler did to Dakota Kai and to Ember Moon to TakeOver Philadelphia, where she just stomped on the arm, and literally the whole match, you had Shayna Baszler selling the injury. There's a moment, this is crazy, it was crazy, at the same time, it was like, oh, what a badass, right? Because you never really seen the type of shit. So Shayna Baszler, in order to get her shoulder back into place, or back in the socket, if you will, right? She literally rammed her shoulder onto the ring post multiple times, which got like a weird reaction. But again, you know, the creativity there was just amazing. All right. Of course, you had Ronda Rousey and Jasmine Dukes at ringside cheering on Shayna Baszler from like the front row area, whatever the fuck it may be. But it's a crazy match back and forth. Um, there's a moment where Moon attempted the Eclipse, but got caught by Baszler and got locked in the Kirifuda clutch. I don't know why they're calling that. This should be called a rear naked choke, but you kind of get the idea, right? And it really, this is the down part of the match, okay? This is where the match kind of took like a down part. They pretty much replicated Bayley versus Asuka from their match to Takeover Dallas, when Asuka had the Asuka lock on Bayley and Bayley passed out. So here, Ember Moon didn't tap out; she passed out, completely passed out. Don't get me wrong. In this whole thing, she was trying to fight to get to the rope. Like her foot hit the bottom rope, and she just rolled over, and eventually Ember Moon passed out. So we have a new NXT Women's Champion in Shayna Baszler. And I'll be honest, like I said before, and I'll say it again. To me, Shayna Baszler's still a little green in the ring. Has she improved? Of course, but to me, she's still green. Ember Moon, that is, at the same time, there's talk to the main roster. Honestly, I don't think she should go right now. She really shouldn't. But at the same time, you just know, hey, there's a battle royal coming tonight or later on today for the women. It could happen. She could be in that battle royal, but we'll see where that goes. We then had the triple threat match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. We had, and also, of course, for the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Trophy, the finale at the same time, we had the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Mind you, by the way, before the match even took place, there was a video thing that was recorded where Adam Cole was getting checked, and it looked like he was in pain. And Kyle O'Reilly told the doctor they should cancel it, but they didn't do that. So it was Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, repping for the Undisputed Era versus Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong versus the Authors of Pain. And literally in this match, they take out Adam Cole. They take him out. They powerbomb him through the announce table, right? Which made a lot of sense because, again, Adam Cole worked the first match, and it'd be crazy to have him go out there and just kill himself again. That'd be insane. So literally, Kyle O'Reilly was on his own. And Kyle held his own, don't get me wrong. Just crazy spots here, near falls here as well. There's a moment where Kyle O'Reilly had a triangle choke, I want to say, on Pete Dunne. At the same time, had a heel hook on Akam Razor. At the same fucking time. But this, again, it's a crazy back and forth match from all the guys here. Eventually till the end, and no one really saw coming. So it looked like, it really did, believe it or not, that Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong will get the win. And Pete Dunne goes for the Pete Dunne essentially hits the bitter end on Kyle O'Reilly. He's going for the cover. The referee's going 1, 2. Before he hits 3, Roderick Strong stomps on Pete Dunne and it starts beating the holy hell out of him. Hits the end of Heartache and then puts Kyle O'Reilly and puts him on top of Pete Dunne for the 1, 2, 3. And everyone's in shock, right? Everyone's in shock. So essentially, with all of this, Roderick Strong joins the Undisputed Era. Now, it's crazy because weeks leading up to this, we had the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, roasting, Roderick Strong, how he had to win the big one. And again, remember a couple months ago when Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly made their debut, they were teasing to have Roderick Strong join the Undisputed Era. So this literally has gone full circle. And on the other side of the coin as well, we finally have the ROH stable in NXT. Because I remember there were talks like back during the summer when the Undisputed Era made their debut that the plan was to have a all Ring of Honor stable. So now we have it, essentially. And at the same time, does this mean that Bobby's not bad? Does this mean that Roddy is going to the main roster? I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna happen right now, especially with the way things are going. Now, this is what I would have done. This is just me, of course. All right, being that Adam Cole is the North American champion, and Bobby is not gonna come back until like the end of 2018. You can have essentially here, you can have Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, team up and defend the tag titles until Bobby gets healed and recovers and shit like that. But essentially, when you think about it too, tonight we saw Future Shock, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole team up, even though Adam Cole didn't do shit in this match. But there we go with that match. It was a very, very good match as well. We then had the co-main event, which was the right thing to do here, okay? Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Alma for the NXT Championship. This match was a great match as well, okay? Just crazy back and forth. These two guys beating the fuck out of each other. There's a moment where Aleister Black goes for the Black Mass kick, but gets countered literally as he was doing it. Zelina Vega got involved as well. She hit like she literally spiked Andrade with the Hurricane Rana. Got a near fall out of that. Just insane. There's literally also this match as well. Andrade did what to Aleister what he did to Johnny Gargano in their match at TakeOver Philadelphia, where he literally did the knee strikes on the apron to the ring post. He went for the Hammerlock DDT, and obviously Aleister kicked out, got a crazy near fall. Everyone went crazy for this shit. But eventually it was all said and done, right? Zelina Vega goes up on the top rope, tries to do a diving splash, right, onto Aleister, misses. Andrade catches her, right? And as he catches her, Aleister Black does the Black Mass kick for the 1-2-3, and we have a new NXT champion in Aleister Black. And I'm gonna say this right now, okay? Listen, I knew going in this was gonna happen. You know, granted, would I would love to have seen Andrade Cien Alma have the belt a little longer? Absolutely. Maybe to take over, Brooklyn. But at the same time, I personally feel, and this is me, of course, that Andrade, and again, I don't know how this is going to work out, but he will probably make his debut on the main roster, I want to say, come Monday night, on Monday Night Raw. And that's my prediction. I could be wrong. I take it for what it's worth, but I do feel that Andrade Cien Alma, somewhere down the road on the main roster, will end up being a great Intercontinental Champion. And again, say what you want, but you know what? I'm happy to see that someone like Andrade Cien Alma was NXT Champion. Not just because I'm Hispanic, but of the fact that, hey, you know what? Here was a guy that they did nothing with. Literally, did nothing. Like, all the guys that they signed, right? Like, Nakamura, Bobby Roode, and you kind of get the idea, right? They did something with those guys. They bring in Andrade Cien Alma, who was a Sombra in AAA, right? And they did nothing with him. They'd have him lose to everyone. They had him lose to Bobby Roode. They had him lose to, I want to say, Roderick Strong, Aleister Black. And they did nothing with him until eventually they put him with Zelina Vega. And he had these killer matches. After joining forces with Zelina Vega. Winning literally TakeOver Brooklyn 3 with Johnny Gargano. Winning the championship from Drew McIntyre. That obviously what people were saying the match of the year with Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Philadelphia. Just all the, especially tonight. And it's one of those things where all of that, I think that makes him go to the main roster. But we'll see where things go out. Again, I'm pretty sure they'll probably do the rematch and these upcoming set of taping for NXT. So we'll see. But I knew going in this was not going to main event. Now I get it for some people. This should have been the main event, but it did not. And I'm happy that it did not. Because this, what I'm about to talk about right now, should have been the main event. And I'm happy that it was the main event. The unsanctioned match, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. Just a crazy match from start to finish. Ciampa comes out, no music, straight boos. People were chanting, you asshole, fuck you, Ciampa, which I started laughing at, by the way. But you kind of get the idea. And Johnny came out, had this crazy pop from everybody. Just an insane match, back and forth, near falls. Just, again, they had you in the palm of their hands, literally, in this crazy roller coaster ride with, like, fucking 13 loops, if you will. Up and down, up and down. Obviously, at first, Ciampa had the momentum offensively with the knee strikes, with just literally everything. He exposed like the floor. He put the concrete out, whatever, which was used for later on in the match. But just a crazy, crazy match. believe it or not, they had Shane McMahon, Bayley, Sasha Banks, all sitting at rings, all sitting like in the front row for this shit, which was crazy too to see. But just an insane fucking match. There's a moment where Gargano does like the power bomb outside the ring to the concrete, and you hear the thud from Ciampa's back, and they literally wanted you to believe that Ciampa had the match won. Literally, he literally hit like a like two Project Ciampas, and Gargano kicked out. And the second one, he hits him, and from the top rope, and he kicks out. And Gargano, there's a moment where he grabs the crutch. Apparently, there was a guy like in the front row who had crutches and shit, and Ciampa grabbed it early on and started hitting Gargano with it. Gargano exposed the middle turnbuckle, which he later on went to dart Ciampa, and then did the super kicks for the near fall as well. Literally, all those near falls from Gargano you thought were going to be it. Oh, great, he won, and no, he did not. But when it was all said and done, it was at the end of the match. You see Ciampa just sitting there, like he's out of it, right? Like he's done. And Gargano about to hit him with the crutch, but he didn't do it. He stopped. He stopped midway. He decided to sit right along with Ciampa, kind of similar to what they both did during the Cruiserweight Classic. And Ciampa goes to attack. Gargano rolls out of the way, hits in the Gargano escape. Mind you, at the same time, Ciampa had on a knee brace throughout the match that he took out, and he went for the knee brace to attack Gargano with, but Gargano, I guess he grabbed it and he countered, and then he locked in the Gargano escape, or the STF, if you will, and then he was assisted by Ciampa's knee brace. He put it over his face, and Ciampa tapped out, and the crowd, I shit you not, bruh, Mother Flowers, I shit you not, the crowd went berserk that Gargano got reinstated. And yeah, at the end of this whole thing, Candice LeRae come out. They had the lower third on the bottom of the screen, and it's crazy because they had the lower third. And you know, with Gargano at all these takeovers, right? With the lower third, something always happens and shit. And they had the lower third, and then they ended the show. Now, again, people were saying this was the best takeover of all time, and I believe it now. It really was. Now, this main event, it's up there. It's up there in contention with Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas 3 from TakeOver Philadelphia. So it's crazy to think that Johnny Gargano in 2018 already has 2 nominees for Match of the Year for WWE or NXT, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's crazy. It's insane. And I'm going to say this right now. You know, and then again, I did also see Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor 12, but NXT managed to do something with 5 matches to get you invested into a show from start to finish, which was great. Awesome. Now that Aleister Black is the NXT champion, could we end up seeing eventually somewhere down the road a Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black for the championship? Can you build that up for TakeOver Philadelphia? I think you can. I think that TakeOver for Backlash, I think they go back to Chicago. For TakeOver Chicago, you could do Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre. Because, again, McIntyre's owed his rematch. He's going to come back. So we'll see where that goes to. But nonetheless, guys, I thought this show was, again, an amazing show. Now, I'll say this, too. I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but on the WWE YouTube channel, I guess they had like an interview with Daniel Bryan at Access, and I guess they asked Bryan who does he want from NXT, and he was like, I really do hope that Gargano loses because he wants to bring Johnny Gargano to SmackDown Live. Now, could we still see Gargano come up to the main roster? Absolutely. Of course, in order for that to happen, though, he had to win to get reinstated just so Bryan can grab him, but we'll see where that goes as well, guys. As always, though, give me your thoughts down below in the comments of this video. Your thoughts on the show. If you liked it, you hated the show. I'm pretty sure a lot of you love the show anyway. All right. And if not, let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven. I'll be back later on tonight because, again, it's already Sunday where I'm at. I will be reviewing WrestleMania Live this week's episode, the Team Meal Podcast will be taking your live calls and all that awesome stuff, guys. So again, guys, tune in later on tonight. Call in, give us your thoughts on WrestleMania as a whole. All right. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Make sure, Mother Flowers, you like all my videos. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Share it through social media. It's me. It's Steve. And Mother Flowers is wrestling and whatever. Mother Flowers! Because seriously, Mother Flowers, Takeover was just fucking amazing, Just saying. Rebel Heart, Mother Flowers, Rebel Heart.